Hi guys, Frank here with Build Your Own, and today we're going to change the rear differential fluid in my two-wheel drive 1994 Chevy Cheyenne C1500 with the 10-bolt rear end and install a shiny new chrome differential cover. As you can see here, I think I have everything that I need. I got this new 10-bolt chrome differential cover that I got from LMC Truck, the new gasket that matches it. I got 3 quarts of this Lucas oil, heavy duty high performance gear oil, right? 80 weight. I get the AutoZone brake cleaner as well, and then I have a container for all of the old fluid to drain in, and I just need a few tools. These are all the tools that we need. We need a flathead screwdriver. That's to pry the differential cover off of the back there. We need a 3/8 inch drive, and we need a 13mm socket. I haven't tried any gloves before, but I'm going to give these latex-free mechanics gloves a try. If they feel okay, I'll give them a shot. Otherwise, I'll take them off, but we'll see how they go. I'll start off trying to use these. Okay, so the very first thing I want to do is get up under here, and this is our fill hole for our differential fluid, and so I want to go ahead and make sure I can get that open first before I go ahead and take that cover off. Otherwise, I'm going to be what they call upside down. So this is where we're going to take our 3/8 drive, put it in there, and go ahead and break that loose. So let me go ahead and do that. So check this thing out. It's dry as a bone. I've watched other videos where when guys take this off, they get some fluid that does ooze out of here. So mine is really dry. Maybe we might be doing this just in time. I did put my finger down in that hole a little bit to see how much fluid was in there. So there is a little bit in there. When we take the cover off, we'll see how much fluid comes out, which we're getting ready to do next. I actually have a pair of safety glasses on because being underneath the truck, you got different things crumbling and falling. I don't want anything to fall in my eye, and so it's probably a good idea to have some protective eyewear. Okay, now we're at the back of the truck. We're looking at the differential. It's a 10-bolt rear end. So we're going to take off all the screws except for like one at the top. You just kind of loosen it so that way the cover doesn't fall off, and then we'll pry it and let all the oil ooze in there. And obviously we can see this thing's been leaking. It's got a lot of oil around it, all caked up around these screws over here. So let me get these off, with the exception of the one at the top, and then we'll check back in. Okay, so I've got 9 of the 10 bolts off. We can see that the differential fluid's already starting to leak out. What I will say is that these bolts, they came out really easy. From what I saw online, you're supposed to torque these down to 30 pound-foot, and I don't have a torque wrench, but I'm going to definitely snug them down a lot better than they were snugged down. Here's another thing I did real quick. Let me show you. I don't know if it matters. Maybe it does, but I laid out a pattern of the differential, and I put the screws exactly where they go, so they go exactly back where they should. Like this one here is a little bit longer, and that's the one where I guess it's holding the brake line up there. So if you can see that, can you see that? Holding the brake line up there. And so, yeah, I guess it does matter. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Seem like all the rest of these are the same, but why take a chance? So the only thing left to do now is take this screwdriver, pry it behind here, and go ahead and wedge this thing open so we can drip out the rest of this fluid. And it doesn't look like there's much in there. It looks really old. It was definitely time for this fluid to come out. There we go. That's a little better. There was a little gush when I opened it up. Not a whole bunch, so I'm going to go ahead and let this drain out for a minute as much as possible, and then we'll clean all this up and install that brand new chrome differential, which I'm really glad I got that. A, I think that looks cool, and B, I don't want to have to clean this one up. So we'll go ahead and I should go ahead and take off that top bolt, and we can look in here real fast. Let's do that. Okay, so we have the differential off, and you know what? It doesn't look like there was ever a gasket on this thing. It doesn't look like there's a gasket on here, and so yeah, not surprising. Well, maybe there's a remnant of a gasket here. I don't really even know. I don't even know. But good thing I got it. I'm doing this and putting on a new one because it seems like it's not a moment too soon, honestly. So yeah, time to clean this up. That's why I got the brake fluid. I see a lot of guys, they spray all this and get it all cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all cleaned up, and then we'll get it ready for reinstall. Was a gasket on that original rear diff cover, and it must be an OE one. It's nice and thick. Looks like it's got some metal in it. The new gasket I'm putting on, definitely not the same thickness or quality, but hopefully won't be an issue. So we're looking upside down. Here's the spare tire in the truck, and you can see, I don't know if you can see all that hay and rocks up in here, because like I said way back, this was an old farm truck, and all this old hay stuff has pretty much fallen out, but I've never messed with this tire back here, so it's still up there. Anyway, I was going to use a razor blade to clean the surface, but it looks so good under here, I don't really think I need to. So I'm just going to wipe it at the bottom right there, and then we can get the new chrome differential cover and the new gasket put on. Okay, so we're ready to put the chrome differential cover on. Here's the new gasket. Here's one bolt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of line all this up, and I'm just going to start this with one bolt in the center here, and then get everything finger tightened. So let's get to that point. We got the diff on. I needed to take this tire off. It was just in the way. I just couldn't get under there. Maybe my shoulders are too big, I don't know, but I couldn't get under there, so I had to lower that tire. I don't need it anyway because these aren't the same tires anymore, so I don't even need those anymore anyway. Now we got the diff installed, the new chrome one put on, and yeah, it looks good. So now, like I said, I think the torque was 30 pounds per square inch, or 30 pounds of torque for each one. I don't have a torque wrench, but I'm going to snug them up better than what they were. I'm not going to try to torque them down as hard as possible, but I'm going to make them quite snug. And yeah, so let's do that. Then I'll wipe the cover off, and then we'll be ready to put some oil in here. All right, it looks great. Everything's back installed. The gasket's on there. You can see the chrome diff is on there. I tightened all the bolts down. Again, I don't have a torque wrench, but I tightened them down nice and snug, snugger than what they were, that's for sure. And I've wiped down the cover, and it looks fantastic. The only thing left to do now is fill it back up with gear oil. I had to run out to the parts store and to get this bendy fill tube here. Why? Because obviously the way this thing sits, unless you're up high, you're not going to really get that to pour. And even if you did have a funnel, you're going to need a bendy funnel at the bottom. So I ran over to the parts store. I think this will work. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up until I see it starting to come out of here. And then I will put the plug back in. Okay, so it did take all three of those quarts, just about. And I've got it all cleaned up. I've got the whatever that is that you put back in there, the plug put back in, screwed back in there. So that's all good. Let's take a look at the front side. It's all cleaned up, or I guess I should say the back side. So one thing to note, you know, I bought two different kinds of pumps. This kind of pump here, where you kind of pour it over, yeah, not so much. I don't really like that. I like this one here, where it dips down and then you press it. This one ended up working really, really well, and I'm very happy I decided to buy two different styles. That's it. We changed out the rear diff fluid on my 1994 Chevy Cheyenne C1500 two-wheel drive. That was a lot of fun. It was interesting. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.